lovely lady. I just thought I'd pop in and share with you my tool that's on one of the tools that's on my website, which is a spending and savings plan calculator. It's basically an Excel spreadsheet that you can download onto my website, from my website, and it's basically the budget. No one likes the word budget, but I'd hopefully like to change your view on that. I look at a budget as to, it really is just reporting as to what's happened in the past and gives you visibility and clarity on where your money's going. Because a lot of clients that I work with, when I ask them, where does your money go? What do you spend your money on? Say, oh, I'm not quite sure where it all goes. So one of the first exercises I get clients to do is to actually do a little bit of discovery as to where your money goes. What categories, what areas in your life are you spending money on, and are they appropriate for your goals and values and what you're wanting to achieve long term. So I'm just going to share my screen with you and actually walk you through the savings and spending plan, and just give you a couple of quick tips for how you can do it in a relatively quick period of time. It might take a lot less time than you think it is with these little quick tips that I've got to show you. So I'm just going to share my screen right now and I'm going to walk you through it. Great. So here we go. So this is the spreadsheet here. It's basically on my website at womentalkingfinance.com.au under calculators, and it's basically, there's a couple of different components to it. So the first part is the income amount. So this is all the money that's coming into your bank account or bank accounts. So if you're employed and you've got wages, you can just put in what that monthly amount is there. I've just put in some business income here. If you've got interest from bank accounts, you can put those in here. Dividends, if you've got any shares or any investments that you get dividends from. If you've got a rental property, you can put that in there, and any other income sources. You can pop them all in there. And what the calculator actually does is it calculates a total over the year, and then it calculates, well, what's the actual average monthly amount? So from there, I've got all of the categories of where the money is going out to. So the first one, most important one as far as I'm concerned, is money that you're putting away for you. So your savings and your future self expenses. So it could be putting money away and accumulating emergency fund, or some savings account, an investment portfolio. And here I've got super contributions. So there's $1,000 a month that I put into my superannuation. Then the rest is basically all the different categories of expenses that there are. So I've clumped these ones into lifestyle. So I've got groceries, mobile phone, gym, donations, clothing, shoes, etc. There's a couple down here. So if there's one that you don't see that you spend money on, you can just type it in here. My expense. So you can just type it in there and then just put in the amount. And then the same thing happens with these ones. You just put in what that monthly amount is, and it'll total the annual amount and then give you a monthly average. So the next category is household expenses, so council rates. If you rent your property, you can put your rent in here, gas, electricity, water, and again, a couple of spots there for any other expenses that you might have that I haven't included in mine. Children's expenses, so all of the costs that you incur being a parent, you can pop all of those in here. So if there's monthly ones, you can put them in every month. There's ones that just occur every 6 months, you can pop them in as well. And if you don't have children, you've got pets, you can change that to that, and then put all the costs that come associated with having pets. Insurance is the next one. So life insurance, this one is if you've got life cover outside of your superannuation fund that you pay for out of your cash flow, you can put that in there. Car, contents, house, private health cover, etc. These amounts tend to be the same every month, so you can just pop them in there. But again, it's going to total them over the whole year. Motor vehicle expenses, so same thing again, car registration, so I just have that once a year. Service and maintenance, so I get 2 services a year, so I pop them in here. Fuel, on about average, that's what I might spend. Car wash, parking, etc. You can pop all of them there. The next category is your debt expenses. So if you've got a credit card, car loan, personal loan, mortgage, others, you can just pop those in there. And if you've got a rental property and you've included the rental income up the top, then you can put all of your expenses associated with the property down here. So whilst I haven't filled them all out, this is just more of an example to show you, you might think, oh, there's a lot of time involved in, getting all of these here. yes, there's a bit of time, but I'll actually show you a way that you can actually download that information straight from your bank account. That only takes, literally 5 seconds. So I'm going to share my screen again and go to my net banking. So I bank with the NAB. I'm just going to show you here. This is what I do when I see all of my transactions. So I'm just going to go to the date range and I'm going to put in the last 90 days. So I will be able to see 3 months worth of my expenses down here. They will display in a minute. So here they all are. And then what I can do is I can go and export. It's going to export it into a spreadsheet here. How quick was that? It's just popped up straight away. Oh, there it is. I'm not sure if you can see that. Oh, sometimes if I don't stop screen share and start it again, it happens like that. So you can see here, if I just click on that, all of my expenses are all down here. So then what I can do is I can copy, cut and paste that and put it into my Excel spreadsheet, which I've got over here as bank data. And it'll come out as you saw it before, like that here. And then what I can actually do is you can use this filter button here. So you can set up filters on your account. So I've done a filter on mine. And basically what I can do is I can unselect all and just go Woolworth. So I can see what I spend on groceries. So here it's just calculated all of my groceries for the last couple of months. And then you can just scroll on all of those down to just one cell underneath and go auto sum. And then it's just going to total that up. And then I can grab that total and actually put it in my data. I can go to groceries and I can put in the 853 total, divide by 3 months because I track that over 3 months, and then pop that in there. So then you can do that for all of them. And, same thing again. If I go back to that one, I can pop in, let's say, Caltex. Yep. And I can have a look at all of the petrol that I've purchased. Again, I can auto filter that, auto sum. So $197. So then I can just divide that by the 3 months and pop it in here. So once you've got all the data in here, what the spreadsheet automatically does, it will give you an annual overview of all the money coming in, all the expenses going out, and what is left for saving or investing. But most importantly, what I want to share with you is this pie chart here. So this is really powerful because what it does, it actually breaks down all of your expenses into the different categories based on the categories that I'd set up in the data set. So we can see here my biggest expense at 35% of all my income goes to my lifestyle expenses. 8% goes to my house and household expenses. 22% I put away for my future self and my savings. I can see here savings and future self expense. 10%, so that's going, 10% is going on my insurance. So by actually going through this exercise yourself, you can actually very clearly see, well, where are the percentages of my money going? And you can then make a decision as to, wow, I didn't know that I spent 12% of my income on my car or 10% on insurance. Is there any ways that I can get those down? Because I'm not all about, stop buying your morning coffees or, make your lunch and take it to work every day. It's very much around about, well, where have I left money on the table that isn't going to impact my lifestyle? So the first places I go to are my insurance expenses and my debt expenses. So what things can I do in these areas to ring up the product providers, renegotiate rates, get onto different plans and find some cost savings here? So by doing that though, and actually going through this exercise, it's going to give you a lot of clarity as to where your money goes. And just having that visibility there, just lets you make informed decisions or give you an awareness as to where your money's going, and you can make decisions more consciously about whether or not you want to continue to have it going into those places or you'd like to make some changes. And before I go, I thought I'd just quickly share a model that I use with clients. It's basically called the 50-20-30 model. And what this is basically, some people use buckets and have 6 different bank accounts and buckets for different purposes. I like to keep it a little bit more simple and just have the 3 buckets. And mine are around the needs, investment and wants. So 50% goes to my needs, my essential costs. 20% goes to my investment and 30% to my wants. So if I show you what that looks like, just pop up here. So the needs are those essential things like groceries, car, finance fees, insurance. I need to pay these expenses to maintain my lifestyle and to basically live. They're not the they're not the nice to haves, they're the essentials. So 50% goes there. My wants are those nice to have. So my Netflix account, eating out, those types of expenses go into my wants, where I allocate 30% of my money to. And then the last 20, but I like to say the first 20% goes to putting it into me and my needs for the future and for having that safety cash account. So if you've liked this and want to give it a try yourself, you can actually go onto my website, which is down here, www.womentalkingfinance.com.au, and go and look for the calculator tab and pop in the budget one. So I hope this has given you just a little bit of insight that, budgets aren't all about being restrictive or, making you do things that you don't want to do. It's really just about giving you that information, visibility and clarity so you can make more conscious decisions about where your money goes. So thank you for your time. I would love to get some feedback on you using the calculator and what you learnt from it. Another thing about going through and looking at all of your transaction history is quite often I find clients, there's expenses coming out that they weren't even aware of. So I highly recommend on a regular basis, I do it about once a fortnight, just pop into my net banking and just scroll through all of my transactions just to make sure that everything that's coming out should be coming out and there aren't things coming out that I didn't order or pay for. So hope that has been very helpful for you. Please share any comments or send me an email with any feedback, and I'd love to know how you're going with it. Bye for now.